Chairman, distinguished members of the committee. My name is Terry Kramer. My last name is spelled Kramer. I'm from Clancy, Montana. In March of 1785, the states of Maryland and Virginia held a convention of states at Mount Vernon, the home of George Washington. At the time, they were lacking a strong central federal government. But in post-revolution, the states were quarreling amongst themselves. They were even establishing predatory regulations amongst themselves, tariffs, and separate currencies. Mount Vernon's initial purpose was to address trade, fishing, and navigation disputes between the two states of Maryland and Virginia. It soon became obvious to the attendees that it was the inadequacies of the Articles of Confederation that were really the top issue. This resulted in the call for the Annapolis Convention, which happened in the fall of 1786, 1 year before the Constitutional Convention. 13 states were invited to Annapolis. However, only 5 attended, so they didn't have a quorum. They discussed the matters amongst themselves and decided that they needed to call the meeting in Philadelphia on the second Monday in May of 1787. That is what we now consider the Constitutional Convention. The states of Virginia and the states of New Jersey accepted, reissued the Annapolis call, and with even broader authority. And by February of 1787, there were 7 states that had accepted this call. The conclusion of the Annapolis Convention gave us the familiar language used by 10 of the 12 state commissions that accepted the invite to Philadelphia. And it reads, quote, "To take into consideration the situation of the United States, to devise such further provisions as shall appear to them necessary to render the Constitution of the federal government adequate to the exigencies of the Union." You can see the broadness of the call. However, on May 13th, in 1787, 3 months before, on May 13th in 1787, we had 55 commissioners from 12 states who met in Philadelphia for that convention of states, which we call the Constitutional Convention. But backing up 3 months, prior to Philadelphia, the Congress released an opinion that the Philadelphia Convention should be limited to the purpose of revising the Articles of Confederation, report to Congress. That was just an opinion. It wasn't a formal act. So I have heard our opponents falsely claim that the Philadelphia Convention was a runaway because Congress had issued this opinion, drawing the conclusion that all Article 5 Convention states will also follow Philadelphia and also run away. This is not supported by the facts. In conclusion, the historical record and the sequence of events show that the Philadelphia Convention was long in the works before Congress put their nose in the wind and issued their opinion. Philadelphia was not a runaway. The call of the convention was broad enough to either amend or to replace the Articles of Confederation. It is time to bury this false narrative. And with that, I thank you for your attention, and
thank you.
Please pass HC 5.